Angels, Los Angeles, California. Coming up, well, we've got what can only be described as a mirror image matchup, as it'll be the LA Chargers and themselves. Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Throwing first play is Herbert. He'll dump this off to Hampton, complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way in for a try.
Good shit, good shit.
Rondé Gadsden, 44 yards. And the Chargers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chargers 7. Chargers nothing.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Chargers. Well, there you go. They gave up a score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game at 7. To kick off for the Chargers.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this.
A gain of 11 yards.
Here we go on fourth. Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Pass out left finds Johnston. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Hampton will score. Touchdown, Chargers. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Chargers 7.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. Now he'll tuck this and run. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down.
Chargers, first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Throw out wide is incomplete. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen,
you should have threw it to QJ.
It's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
On first down, it's Hampton. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Chargers first down.
Herbert off of play action. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a first and 10.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now second and 9 from the 10.
1 yard gain. Brings up second.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And to the right side here, it's Allen. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Herbert, quick pass out wide. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Oronde Gadsden from 6 yards away. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 21-7.
Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. Escapes the defender. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because
everything falls.
Look at it. I'm not losing to my own team.
Intercepted. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.